From being meta, I'm sure we can appreciate that, to questionable works, I didn't say that, but others might, and a 5th season, I'm sure that has your interest. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Interesting Touhou Facts, the series where I talk about facts from Touhou that I find either fun, unusual, or simply interesting. So without further ado, let's begin the Interesting Touhou Facts number 99.
Number 5.
Now every character Zune has created has a purpose. Sometimes they're bigger than others. I talked about the subject before regarding Aya. Long ago, I mentioned that Aya was a character created because Zune wanted someone for a game he had in mind since EOSD, that being the photo capture game that is Shoot the Bullet, and later on double spoiler. The same can apply to the print work characters as they're created to showcase Gensokyo from a different point of view, like Rinosuke with his shop and his wild thoughts, to Kazin and her hermit ways, to Kozuzu and her life in the village, each character with a certain purpose in mind. This next character is in the same boat, although it's a much more widely known character. So Yukari, the Gap Yokai, had a very important role when it came to her creation. In Strange Creators of Outer World Volume 2, in her profile section, Zune said Yukari was introduced because he wanted someone who could speak in a meta perspective. Which makes sense, with Yukari's ability to capture Gensokyo and the outside world and her wide array of knowledge, she works really well in the meta department. If you've seen Yukari in the print work, you'll notice that theme going on, either explaining events from the outside world affecting Gensokyo, how to handle said incident, and so on. There's a reason Yukari always knows what's going on in the fantasy land.
Number 4.
So in the print work The Grimoire Marissa, said magician details the spell cards of each girl she had met up before UFO. In it, you'll see the name, difficulty, the user of the spell card, the sigils, and some comments about it from good old Marissa. A really good print work for those more interested in the spell cards. Given that it's all about them, there's no doubt going to be a lot of pictures detailing it. Let's look at the Reimu run. Although you can only see this print shot, there's about 10 pictures in total. Obviously the count is high since it's Reimu, but I digress. So here's the crazy part. In Strange Creators Volume 3 in the Printwork Styles interview, it was said for the Grimoire of Marissa they had about 7,000 screenshot pictures taken for the book. And there were still plenty of leftovers. For Strange Creators, they said they take new pictures as well. That's a fucking bitch and a half. You can't say they're slacking off, that's for sure.
Number 3.
When it comes to Touhou, there are a lot of print works for you to check out if you're more curious about the series. The Sangatsu series with the 3 Fairies of Light, Wild and Horned Hermit with Kazin, Forbidden Scrollery with Kozuzu, and Curiosity with Rinosuke. A lot to choose from. The topic on hand will be from a work I didn't mention yet, Silent Sinner. So this part I had no idea was a thing until now. This next part is in Strange Creators Volume 3 and in the same section as number 4, which makes it easier as a source. From Zune's words, people weren't fans of the Silent Sinner series, quoted from Zune. At the time, people were calling it crap, but I feel like more people like Silent Sinner these days. A lot of fans were like, why did you even make this? But it did go too far in a lot of ways. It wasn't what people wanted. I think they wanted me to burn the whole place to the ground with none of that Reimu losing stuff, though. Lol. It didn't end with defeating anything, so the readers were left with an unpleasant feeling. I didn't have too much of an emotional attachment to Silent Sinner, to be honest. That's probably due to the fact that Silent Sinner was done long before I joined the series. For me, when Forbidden and Wild finished, I was saddened as they were series I was following while learning Touhou. So understand what I may say here might not have the same weight as to those who were following it at that time. I found it to be enjoyable. It wasn't as fun as, say, Wild or Forbidden, as those two works had a more humorous approach to its work, while Silent was a little more serious. Learning more about the Lunarians and how strong they really were was an eye-opener for me, so I did like that aspect. Plus, it's not every day you see Reimu losing, but like Zune said, there's a reason the fans weren't digging the series. Either way, it was cool to see what the fans' thoughts were in the past regarding a print work.
Number 2.
So Reimu, as you may be aware, resides at the Hakure Shrine. From the info I can gather, she lives there primarily by herself. We do have a lot of visitors for Reimu, like the fairies, Kazin, Marissa, and so on. But still, Reimu is riding solo. As such, you would imagine she's capable of handling day-to-day life, especially when it comes to one's own health. It's not like you can have anyone to help you in those situations. Well, you'd be terribly wrong on that front. So in Wild Chapter 46, Komachi was doing her job. Shocking, I know. When a soul had arrived for her to handle. Thing is, this one was an unannounced death. She checks it out, but the phantom ain't there. She questions it until she remembers something like this happened before involving Tenchi. We later learn it wasn't Tenchi's fault. We find out the person Komachi was supposed to pick up was actually Reimu. Wait, what the fuck? What did Reimu do this time? This is the sad part. It was a rainy day, so Reimu couldn't go shopping. She just ate some food that was a bit old. More like really old. And she died. For a bit, anyway. Luckily, Marissa had arrived and gave Reimu some medicine from Eren. That is the saddest way for a protagonist to go down I have ever seen. For a short time, anyway. I feel so embarrassed just hearing that. But that's certainly a Reimu thing to happen, no doubt about it, for better or worse. Definitely worse.
Number 1.
For the last fact, we're going to be looking at Hidden Star. So this game's new mechanic was the 4 seasons. When choosing one of the 4 girls, you have the choice of 4 different seasons. Winter, spring, summer, and autumn. By picking one, you get a secondary shot type with unique patterns and abilities. You can tailor it based on your playstyle and the character as well. So an awesome feature, but there was something you may not have been wary of. In Strange Creators Volume 4, the original plan was for Hidden to have a 5th season. This season will be called Douyu. No idea what that means. Douyu would be unlocked for the main game instead of just having it in the extra stage. You wouldn't be able to go to the extra stage until you cleared it with Douyu. After that, you get the true ending. It's similar to Imperishable, where you need to beat it twice to get the extra stage. The first time you met her on stage 6, she steals your season, but on your second run with Douyu, you beat her. If this system had gone through, ZOO would have introduced a new character for the extra stage. That would have been cool to see. I'm not gonna lie, seeing Okina twice wasn't exactly hype or anything. He even had another idea of unlocking the 5th season by clearing the game with all 4 seasons. They would have had separate progress meters for the seasons so we could keep track. So we could progress even if we couldn't clear the game. While a cool concept, that one sounds like an overkill to me. He also considered certain combinations of characters and weapons not being able to meet the final boss. Another one was for the extra stage. Instead of the 5th season, you get all of them, but shooting everywhere made it less fun, Zune thought. I totally agree with that one. That's like a semi-cheat code. The challenge is to aim at the opponent while dodging shit, not spray the entire screen with no disregard. But yeah, it was cool to learn all the different ideas Zune had when it came to Hidden. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Which facts were your favorite? Were you shocked that 7,000 pictures were taken for Shoot the Bullet? Are you saddened at Reimu's lack of self-care, or laziness anyway? Or would you have been down for any of Zune's idea for Hidden? If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe, or else you might end up like Reimu, eating some old ass shit. Not a fun way to go out. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.